A lot of the stereotypes are very true in terms of the laid-back kind of city. We really appreciate like a work-life, personal life balance, just like kind of relaxing and socializing in a very casual kind of way.
We've got the oceans, we've got the mountains. It gives us a calm ambiance that follows us wherever we go.
In Vancouver, we like to spend time outside, and if you already care about preserving the forest because you appreciate living there, you probably want to eat what comes out of that forest.
We're surrounded by some of the best raw materials in the world. Our fisheries, unbelievable. Our farms, our produce, it's incredible. Everything you could ever want is right around you.
We have a lot of immigrant population, and with the influences of all the different immigration groups, our palate is very open-minded.
Open anyone's fridge here, and there's 3 kinds of soy sauce, 2 sambals, a bunch of curries, and you can regularly get into a fight late at night about what the best pho in town is.
Wine is actually becoming increasingly significant to Vancouverites because we have a wine region. And I think that translates to not just local wine, but all wine. I think people are curious to know.
We are naturally patriotic about the fact that we produce wines here. At the same time, one thing missing from what a lot of people do when they shop for wine is say, well, what if I were to spend a little more? What do I get there? And I think they'd be surprised.
I do get some wines from France, yes. They're nice.
They're delicious.
Yes, but I couldn't remember which ones.
Sometimes, yeah, not often. As long as the price is good, I buy French wines.
And occasionally I will look for a French wine, but it mainly comes down to price for me.
Usually I find that the French wine is a little bit more expensive.
The wine I like right now is from a region. It's called Alsace, and it's a Gewürztraminer.
Had some Beaujolais earlier this year. It was quite good. Quite enjoyed it.
I like the fact that you're able to keep some bottles, especially when you buy some specific Bordeaux, even some Châteauneuf du Pape. You know, you're able to keep them a couple of years, and they age very nicely.
Their reputation, I think the reputation is good.
For French wine, I have no idea, to be honest.
Anytime I've had any of the French wines, they've always been very, very tasty, very enjoyable.
Generally, people consider French wines good. They specialize in it and sort of high quality wine.
I guess most people think it's pretty good. I have no opinion. I'm not a big wine person, so I can't say.
France as a country is really known for their wines and their champagne. So when I think of wine, I always think of France.
I don't know that they have any better reputation than anywhere else in the world.
Oh, world class. Definitely, yeah. Some areas do have a little niche, like some good wines coming out of New Zealand, Australia, BC, California, but across the board, French wine is definitely world class.
It's obviously typically what people think of in many cases, but there's so many other areas of the world that people are starting to increasingly value as producers of excellent wine.
I still feel that to consider yourself a wine, it needs to be grown in France.
From what I know, they have really good wine. I've had good experiences with them.
I'm not up to speed on the brands, but I think that they're well thought of and
they're known for it, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's for sure.
French wines are well respected. They seem fine. I don't think there's a problem with them.
I don't know, I just haven't really been exposed to French wines. I think it's just a matter of being exposed to them, whether it's at the wine festival or whether they have representation.
I love wines from France. Who doesn't? It's the birthplace of many great wines. Many countries around the world use the cuttings from French vines.
I find that they're a little too terroir for me. They taste like dirt often. They're a bit too dusty. But I do like Châteauneuf du Pape.
I choose French wine because I find the older method of production to be more appealing to my palate. Typically, I'm looking for things that are less fruit forward, more tannic.
I think that people kind of are a little bit shy of French wine because they presume it's going to be more expensive.
Probably expensive. People probably think they're expensive.
I don't think it's French wines in particular that we don't get deals on. I mean, I think wine across the board it's because the taxes are so high. It's very expensive. It's not just French wines.
I went to France last year and I noticed some of my favorite wines were very affordable in France. So there's that difference. It might stop people from actually trying more wines because as soon as you're into the $30, $40 range, you want to know what you're talking about.
A lot of people will try French wines as an entry into learning a little more about wine. So they started out with trying maybe local wines, then maybe they went to California, Australian wines. But if they really want to appreciate what a grape should be, I think they'll go to France first and branch out from there.